Hello everyone, this is Logan from Logan's Personal Training, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the 3 simple steps you can follow to get your first push-up. Step number 1 is to do a wall push-up. A wall push-up is exactly how it sounds. You want to approach a wall. Stop 2 or 3 feet away from that wall. You then will put your hands up against the wall, approximately shoulder width apart. You'll then slowly lower yourself down until your nose is almost touching the wall, like maybe hovering about a centimeter away. Once you've reached that point, you then push away. And there you go. You've completed a wall push-up. A few pointers is this is where you want to start keeping proper form, as this is where you're beginning. You want to make sure that you start with proper form so you don't need to correct anything once you move on to doing proper push-ups. So what is this proper form? Well, there's a few key pointers to keep in your mind. First of all, you want your hands, like I stated, to be roughly shoulder width apart. If not, you can go a little bit wider, but the further out you go, the more risk of shoulder injury and whatnot you will face. Now, you want to make sure that your elbows stay between a 30 and 45 degree angle from the side of your body. Now, they can go a little bit tighter if you want, but you just want to make sure that they don't flare out, because that's not very good for your shoulders. So a good rule of thumb is to keep them roughly 30 to 45 degrees out from the side of your body. A good indicator is you can just keep your elbows tucked, is kind of what everybody says, is keep your elbows tucked. That'll ensure that you have proper form. A few other pointers is to keep your core nice and tight. So before you perform a wall push-up, you want to just make sure that your core is tight. And with doing so, you want to make sure that your back keeps nice and flat, and you want to make sure that your butt isn't rounded up into the air. You want to make sure your butt is relatively level. Now, obviously your back isn't going to be perfectly flat, nor your butt. However, you want to make sure they're as flat as you can possibly get them. This will ensure proper form. And like I said, that's important so that as we move on through these 3 steps, your form will already be solidified from the first step. So moving forward, the form will just be force of habit, so you won't end up doing sloppy push-ups once you've made it to that point. Once you're able to complete 10 to 15 wall push-ups per set, relatively easy, or any number you choose, just once they've become easy for you, you're ready to move on to step 2, which step 2 is where things start getting a little bit exciting. Step 2 is what you call an elevated push-up. An elevated push-up is when your hands are placed a few feet off the ground, whether that's 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. Like you see in the video, my hands are placed on a bench I found outside. You can use really anything you want to elevate your hands up. You can use a bench like I am. You can use a weightlifting bench at the gym. You can use a box that you can find at the gym. Really, you can use anything. Heck, you can even use a chair if you want. Just make sure it is sturdy enough to hold your weight and it'll keep you steady. You don't want something that's flimsy that's going to topple over if you shake a little bit, because sometimes you do shake and you do push hard with one arm if you have muscle imbalance and whatnot. In that case, you want to make sure it's a nice sturdy base for you to hold on to. Now that your hands are placed on the bench, you can follow a similar step or procedure as a wall push-up. You put your hands on the bench, you slowly lower yourself down until your nose is hovering right above the surface or touching. Just make sure you go slow if you do touch. And then you press away, making sure to keep a tight core, your butt down, your back nice and straight, and your elbows tucked relatively close to your side. Now, it is important to know that if you are finding these push-ups too difficult and it's too far of a jump from a wall push-up to an elevated push-up, you can simply raise up the bench you're using. So if you are only a foot off the ground, that's a pretty low angle, which that'll be quite difficult to start with. So if you are experiencing difficulty with these push-ups, elevate your bench up, whether you go up to 2 feet high or 3 feet high or 4, however high you need to be, as long as you're sturdy. As the higher your hands are placed up, more of an angle you're at, the closer you are to the wall push-up, thus making them easier. Which is also important with progressing, as you can slowly decrease the height of your bench, which will increase the difficulty of the push-up. However, that will increase your strength gains. And as you lower it down, you'll become closer and closer to completing a push-up. Now that your strength is progressing and elevated push-ups are becoming easier, Same thing as wall push-ups. If you're able to do between 10 and 15 in a set with relative ease, that means you're ready to move on. Now, the next step is kind of an intermediate step, is step 2.5. Now, step 2.5 may not be necessary for everyone, but I still think it's very important for me to include into this video. If you're finding that the progression from doing an elevated push-up to a normal push-up is too difficult and you're not able to perform any push-ups, then what you can do is what is called a knee push-up. A knee push-up is pretty much the same thing as a normal push-up. However, instead of planting your feet down on the ground, on the balls of your feet, you will just lower yourself down to your knees. This will make these push-ups much easier than a normal push-up. However, it is a great way for you to progress through doing normal push-ups. This doesn't just need to be a step 2.5 either. You can use this to help you with progressing your normal push-ups. For example, if you're only able to perform 5 push-ups to begin with, what you can do is perform those 5 push-ups, drop down onto your knees, and then do another 1, 2, 3, however many push-ups you can do. This will allow you to get a few more reps out, which in turn will progress your strength and your hypertrophy that you're experiencing from doing push-ups. Finally, we've made it to step 3, the step everybody wants to get going. Step 3 is where you finally put everything together and you perform your first push-up. Now that wall, elevated, knee push-ups, or anything in between are relatively easy, we can move on to these regular push-ups. Since we've been practicing proper form throughout the previous 2 steps, plus 2.5, so 2.5 steps, the form should come fairly easy and naturally. Here's a quick reminder of what that form should look like. You want your arms a little bit wider than shoulder width. You want to make sure they're within 45 to 30 degrees from your body, aka keep your elbows tucked. You want to keep your core tight, your back relatively flat, and keep your butt down. You don't want, especially with normal push-ups, you do not want your butt curving up into the air, as that will make them easier, but that's not proper form and you're only cheating yourself if you're doing that. Now, like all the other steps, you want to start by placing your hands on the ground. Like I said, roughly shoulder width apart, if not a little wider. You're going to want to then slowly lower yourself down until your nose is hovering above the ground or touching if you want to go that far down. Once you've made it to that point, simply press up away from the ground. And there you go. You've successfully completed your first push-up. Congratulations. Once you've become an expert at doing regular push-ups, there's one extra bonus step that you can do that's expert mode of push-ups, if you want to call it that. Expert mode is adding weight. So the truth is there's 2 ways in which you can progress from being able to do normal push-ups. The first way is to just perform more reps. So instead of every time increasing your reps, so going from sets of 8 to 9 to 10 to 12 and progressing onwards. But after a while, that can become a lot of push-ups. At that point, it's far easier to move on to step 2, adding weight to your back. You can do this by either placing a plate onto your back or a dumbbell or whatever kind of weight you have, or you can purchase yourself a weighted vest. Now, the con of a weighted vest is that they are normally a set weight. So it's not much progressing once you've moved up to that. Versus with a plate, you're able to load quite a bit more onto your back. Now, as you can see in the clip I'm playing right now, it's somewhat difficult to do this on your own, as it's quite hard to balance on one elbow or hand, place the 45-pound plate or whatever size plate you want to use on your back, and then progressing on. Especially if you were to move past that point and want to add 50, 60, 70 pounds onto your back, that would pose quite difficult to do. That's why I would recommend, if you made it to this point, to either have a friend place them on your back and remove them, or if you're at your local gym, just ask anybody around. They'll be more than willing to help you place the weights on your back and remove them. And this will alleviate some of the danger issues that come around, because it can be quite dangerous to do on your own. Hopefully, in following these 3 steps or 4 steps, whatever you want to call it, everyone watching has been successfully able to complete their first push-up and potentially move on to weighted push-ups. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, I would recommend clicking on this video where I can help you finally achieve your first pull-up. Until next time.